I'm Doug Tobin, Public Information Officer with Pasco County Government. And this tour is going to show you the Cotee River Water Shed area. That includes the neighborhoods of Crane's Roost and Bass Lake. Areas that were really hit hard during our flooding, our July-August flooding event. Right behind me is Scout Lake. It's just one of several lakes that make up the Bass Lake watershed area. And many of the people who live on this lake were flooded. What Public Works is trying to do in this neighborhood is clear out some of the marshland to the west of Scout Lake. We're trying to lower that marsh so that when it gets low enough, we can release the board that's stopping the water from flowing into Scout Lake. Naturally, the water wants to flow this way, and what we would like to do is get the water to flow out of Scout Lake, lowering the entire Bass Lake area. And the way Pasco County Public Works is lowering that marshland is they set up a pipe system. About a mile of pipe is going from the marsh to these retention ponds. We're here at Ridge Road. As you can see, this is the widening of the Ridge Road project east of Little Road. When we started work on this project, underneath this bridge, we actually cleared out the sediment that was collected. We had kind of raised an artificial berm, if you will, that raised the Bass Lake elevation by 1 to 2 feet. Normally what you would see in Bass Lake is the water flow going from this area underneath the road to the Rocky Sink area. But right now, during this flood event, Rocky Sink sinkhole is not accepting new water. So what we did in 2007 was built a gate structure so that when Rocky Sink is completely full, as it is right now, we can still slowly move water out of the Bass Lake watershed area. This is the drainage area that actually flows to Rocky Sink behind the wood area, but also on the left side and the right side you can see the high water mark. It's about 2 feet from where it's at right now. And our engineers believe that if we didn't have the gate system that we showed you, that this water level would still be pretty high, at least up to 1.5 feet to 2 feet to where it's dropped since then. You're looking at the first of 5 gates, a system that was built in 2007 that winds its way through the Tanglewood subdivision in West Pasco County. This actually is a system that is put in place to help alleviate some of the flooding that occurs in Bass Lake. The water is actually flowing in reverse. This flood event is the first time we've actually opened the gates to help alleviate flooding in Rocky Sink since this was built in 2007. One issue that comes up is some neighbors think that because there's natural vegetation in the area, the watershed, that it should be completely cleared out. But the way this was designed is the water will move slowly through, not rapid. So the vegetation is protected. It's natural Florida vegetation, and it's actually meant to stay in here and enhance the watershed. And the water actually flows through the native plants and vegetation. Right now we're at the last of 5 locks. This one happens to be by Decubulus, not too far from Starkey Park. This lock basically is only lifted at a time of high floodwaters when Rocky Sink no longer is letting water flow through the sinkhole. As you can see, the water is flowing, and this is water actually coming from Rocky Sink, and we've reversed the water flow. Normally it would go away from the gates, but right now you can see the water is actually going underneath the gates, and where it ends up is the Cotee River.